close if you like, folks. This is all natural formation, but it makes great seating just the same. And welcome to Picture Rock. Unfortunately, this is as far as I can bring you. But at least now you're inside the rim of the crater. No better spot to get a great panorama from inside the crater than right here. While y'all doing that, do any of you know exactly why the Apollo astronauts trained here in the first place? Why they still come here?
Because there's craters on the moon.
What's that?
Because there's craters on the moon.
Yes, but there are lots of other meteorite craters. Why this one?
Elevation?
Nope. No guesses? Don't sweat, folks. Again, most people don't know this either. That's why I'm here. Job security. But the main reason, perhaps, by far, I could summarize as 2 words. They're actually scientific words. I actually mentioned them earlier. Inverted stratigraphy. That's the scientific language for the Earth being turned upside down. Again, if you look all along the edge of the crater, see those red streaks and blotches near the top? That red extends more or less all the way around the edge of the crater to where you are now. This red is the same stuff. This is Moenkopi sandstone. But all the cream and light-colored rock and boulder on top of the red, especially behind you, that originated 8 to 1,200 feet beneath the red. And the layers are intact for the most part. Shoemaker figured out that inverted strata, as he called it, was typical of meteorite craters alone. Volcanoes don't do that. When they erupt, they destroy the upper layers. They don't flip them nice and neat upside down. So when you go to the moon or Mars, you don't have to bring any digging equipment with you. Just land at a meteorite crater, walk up to the edge, and pick up everything you want right there on the rim. Because as with meteorite craters, what's on top was once beneath the ground. No need for digging, no need for drilling. Mother Nature's doing all the work for you. You save a lot of money, and you greatly reduce the risk to the astronauts. That's perhaps the primary reason why they came here and still come here today, is the unique geology of this crater. And again, Shoemaker did all of this because he himself wanted to be an astronaut, but his condition made that impossible. Any questions? On a lighter note, have you folks heard anything about the movies filmed here at the crater? None? There's actually been at least 3 big-budget Hollywood movies that feature this crater. I've nicknamed them The Good, The Bad, and The Ugly. The Good you've probably heard of, a movie named Starman, starring Jeff Bridges and Karen Allen back in the 1980s. That was actually filmed here at the crater, and I'm told that during the shoot, it was very exciting because they had helicopter gunships and special effects people, and literally hundreds, if not thousands of fans lining the rim of the crater, going ooh and ah, that sort of thing. The other 2 movies, the Ugly, as I call it, is a movie named Damnation Alley, starring George Peppard and Jan Michael Vincent. Not surprised you haven't heard of that one either. That's my personal favorite, though. It's cheesy but fun. And The Bad, again, in my opinion, is a movie named Meteor, starring none other than Sean Connery, James Bond himself, and Natalie Wood. They actually make bad movies. This was a doozy. You have a hard time finding either one of those in a video store for good reason. But Starman, that is a company favorite. We actually sell that in the gift shop. Hint, hint. But documentaries, oodles of documentaries. Anytime you see a show on television that has anything to do with space, you'll probably see at least a picture of this. And I think it's high time. Because on a more somber note, before Shoemaker died in 1997, he spent the remainder of his life trying to convince people in general, and governments in particular. Again, it's not a question of if this is going to happen again, but when it's going to happen again. And thanks to him and a few others, NASA is finally spending at least some money to track these monsters, as I call them. Not enough, in my opinion. At least they're doing something. Whereas before Shoemaker, they were hardly doing anything. So hopefully that'll be money well spent. And on that not too serious note, any questions? Folks, it's not a perfect chance for you to get a great picture, but if you want, for me to get a picture of you. If you want, you can stand here or here. I could stand there, take your picture, and you can exit off to the left here. If you want to come down, please lab to my right. If not, just stay where you are. But you gotta get a picture of the crater behind you, folks. You paid a lot.